DMZ Season 4 Reloaded is here, and there's no amazing new content to talk of. There's no new missions or faction or map or anything like that, but we have had some pretty substantial changes to the gameplay. In this video, I've got a little bit of gameplay for you from the new season where we did actually run across a 6-man squad, and the game ended in a kind of surprising way, to be honest, something that I haven't seen for a very long time. As always, if you enjoyed the video, don't forget to like and subscribe, it helps out a bunch. So first of all, let's talk about the superpowers and get that out of the way. I really enjoy the superpowers, I think it's a lot of fun. I really like the mode in Blackout where we had Heavy Metal Heroes, I think it was called, where people had superheroes. In this, if you find some of the Temp V, and it's super rare now, yesterday when the patch went live, you could find it in like every single orange box. Now, we played for about 4 hours earlier, and I think I found maybe 2 or 3 vials. But if you do find it, it lets you either have laser eyes for 1 attack, it lets you do an electric shock thing 4 times, you can do charge jumps for about a minute, or you can teleport into the air, and I think you can maybe only do that once as well. All of them are pretty fun. The electro shock hands thing I don't think is that useful because it's got a very short range. It doesn't really do much damage to people. It just lets you destroy vehicles essentially, but you do have to be super close to them. And even then, it doesn't let you destroy something like the bullfrog. I tried using it I think twice on the bullfrog and it didn't really do anything. But the others are super useful, like the laser eyes lets you do an incredible amount of damage, but it does make you completely stationary while you use it. The teleport lets you get out of a bad situation. You can even use it inside a building and it'll throw you up into the air where you can parachute down. And the charge jump is super useful for crossing the map. Like on Vondel, you can cross the entire map in like 30 seconds using it. I think it's a lot of fun. It's not going to be around forever, so I'm kind of enjoying it. Let me know in the comments what you think about that. Obviously, the big changes, though, are to assimilation, and these are the things that I think have got people arguing a bit. So, if you didn't see my video yesterday, basically now, when you kill an enemy player, no one on your team can help them if they plea. So if they plea for help, you can't get them back up. You can't revive them if someone on your team killed them. It just doesn't work like that at all. Also, if you do find somebody who's pleading, but your team didn't kill them, first of all, you can't seem to get them up straight away. You can't just run up to them and interact with them once. I tried that and it didn't work for whatever reason. But also, if you do manage to revive them, not only do they not assimilate into your team straight away, like they don't join you straight away, if you revive them, you can't kill them. So you can't do any damage to them for 30 seconds. So you can't like revive someone for a laugh and then kill them straight away. But they can hurt you, so you could revive someone, and then they could attack you and kill you. And that means that it's kind of unlikely that you're ever going to do it. You're going to have to build up some kind of trust. You're going to have to make a decision about it. Prior to Season 4 Reloaded, if you saw someone pleading, there wasn't really much of a reason not to get them up. It meant there was going to be someone extra on your team. You did always have the slight worry that they would run off and rejoin their team. But other than that, you would just have an extra gun on your team. Now, you're putting yourself in a lot of danger, and you're going to have to go out of your way to find someone who's pleading to go and rescue them, knowing that if they're pleading, there's probably another aggressive team nearby that was killing them, and now you're getting into that fight too. So that means it's a lot less likely that you're going to be running in 6-man squads. And we played for about maybe 3 hours on the day of the patch, and then we've played for about 4 hours today, and I think we've seen maybe 2 6-man teams in all of that time. And one of them, I'm almost certain, was a pre-made, you know, where 2 groups of 3, maybe friends or people on a Discord or something, all queue up together, get into a game, immediately join up together, and then go hunt players. And I think they might have been cheating too. But anyway, that's like probably the most common kind of 6-man you're going to see now. I still personally think that's pretty rare. I know I've had lots and lots of messages on YouTube and on TikTok and stuff of people saying, no, that's super common, you see it in every game. But I mean, getting a group of 6 people together in any game is pretty tough to do. Getting them all organized, getting them all on voice comms so they all queue up at the same time. I just think it's something that not many people do and not many people can do, at least regularly. So I don't think you're going to see it very often. And like I said, I haven't seen it in games all that often. So the most likely way you're going to have groups of 6 showing up is if people, when they start fighting another team, invite them to join before they kill them. It's not going to be a case of, hey, kill this team and then pick them all up. It's going to be like trying to communicate with them, trying to reason with them, trying to send them invites while they're trying to kill you. I think that's a much more interesting way of doing it. That makes it a little bit fairer because it's not going to be like just the default. It's not going to be happening all of the time. It requires a little bit more effort, but it's still very much possible. And I have to say, I've been enjoying playing DMZ without there being loads of six-man teams. Like, we've been spending quite a lot of time on Ashika, quite a few games on Vondel, and a few on our Mazra, and not having constant six-man teams chasing you down and doing all of the hunt squad contracts and everything like that has been super refreshing. We've had lots of good fights against other teams of 3. And that didn't happen that much over the last couple of months. Like, it really got to the point where it felt like every single match had a team of 6 coming for you. Now, obviously, there is a downside that previously, if you got killed, you could plea for help, and chances are someone would pick you up. And now they don't. So now, if you get killed, you're probably dead unless someone on your team can revive you. And that kind of sucks. And there still is all of the kind of glitches that surround plea for help anyway. Like, you can use plea for help just to look around. So if someone kills you, you can plea for help. You know they can't get you back up, and it doesn't stop them looting you anymore because they can just loot you from your bag now. But you can use the D-pad to kind of turn around and look around and see where everyone else is. And I think that's a bit of an exploit. Like, if you're dead, you shouldn't be able to look around to spot where everyone else is for your teammates. You can see here in this gameplay that this seemed to be a team of 6 that was chasing us because there were so many people killing us while it said they had the hunt on, and it took us a long while to get rid of it. So either there was just kind of 2 teams mixed up in this, or it was a team of 6 that were hunting us. But we couldn't be sure because we just weren't used to seeing teams of 6 today. Another change that was meant to come in with Season 4 Reloaded was this idea of a bounty, that if you kill loads of players, if your team kills loads of players, and they didn't ever say a number, they didn't specify exactly how many, but apparently you're meant to kind of trigger a bounty where people will know where you are on the map and they'll be able to get $10,000 if they take you down. As far as I know, that doesn't work yet. I haven't seen it in a single game. We've killed quite a few players in a couple of games and we haven't seen the bounty thing. We haven't been given a voice line or anything like that. And like I said, we've never seen it on the map. We've never seen another team have that bounty. I know some other DMZ content creators like Westy and Fixate and Sinister were trying to do this, and they haven't seen either, so that just makes me think it's either broken or not implemented yet. I think it's a cool idea, though, that if someone is looking for fights, then they're going to get marked on the map, so maybe you can avoid them if you're trying to avoid a fight yourself. But also, it might be a fun thing to do to go after them and try and kill them and get that bounty. I feel like the money could be a little bit more. It's 10,000 for everybody on your team, but it would be cool if you got a little bit more, if it was like a big deal, you know, something where if a bounty showed up, so I'm guessing it's going to be pretty rare, if a bounty shows up, like, you desperately want to get it, it's, you know, 100,000 for everyone on your team. I think that would be awesome. Another change that's come with DMZ Season 4 Reloaded, and it's something that I might make a separate video about, but that's the new weapon, the MX Guardian. This is a fully auto shotgun. It fires insanely quickly, but I still don't think it's as strong as the broadside. I'm genuinely shocked that they didn't fix the broadside, that they didn't nerf it and make it a lot weaker. It's still by far the best weapon for like close quarters fighting in DMZ. The new MX Guardian does fire super fast. It's pretty good against bots. You can reload it really fast. But I think the biggest problem is that 15 round magazine or 15 shell magazine. I don't know what you call it with shotguns. But whatever it is, that is just a bit of a killer. You burn through your ammo so insanely quickly. It means that you're always having to look for more ammo. And it doesn't feel like it kills players that quickly unless you're right up against them, which the broadside can do. And it doesn't have all of the benefits of the broadside. Now, I know you can equip Dragon's Breath with it, but if you do that, you need to put the burst attachment on or the single fire. If you're wondering, you've leveled up the MX Guardian and you're like, why can't I use Dragon's Breath rounds? Change the trigger action to burst fire or semi-auto, and then you can equip the Dragon's Breath rounds. But I would say even with them, it doesn't seem to make anything like that much better. It doesn't seem to be a huge improvement. Now, the final thing I wanted to talk about today that seems to be new in Season 4 are the weird bugs and glitches. Now, in the games today, we've seen a lot of kind of glitches, we've had some annoying crashes, and I've had a few times where I'm not sure if I'm fighting hackers. So like this player, I drop down on him, start shooting with the shotgun, and suddenly the server goes super laggy. So we get this insane, it says packet burst in the top, but it feels more like packet loss or something to me. I'm still actually moving around, the server is still running, but just in this little bit of time where I had an opportunity to fight him, everything goes down to like one update every 5 seconds. And then it seems to come back and I manage to chase him down and get him. but that felt super weird. I'm not sure if that was just a coincidence or if that's something like a lag switch that I know people have been talking about, that there's something people can do to slow down the servers. We've seen a few people doing stuff that seemed really suspicious, and it's something that I haven't really seen in DMZ for the last couple of months. Like, I've barely seen a hacker for ages in DMZ, but since this update, it feels like there's been a lot more problems. Hopefully it's just a weird bit of instability and it's all going to get fixed soon. But this is how the game ended, and nobody wants that. It's crazy. And the game crashed. I didn't have anything that needs to be saved.